not.
Shen's actually already come out, and Yorick has been banned out from Curse.
Yes, indeed. Yorick is interesting enough because they played a really good support Yorick, in that last series. But I guess they don't want the other team to get it. They don't want it for themselves. So they're just going to go ahead and ban it out. This is, Curse does have first pick, first ban here. Is there any really big things that they can pick up here?
I mean, they're actually leaving Malphite open. That could be their plan. Shyvana was banned out by Legion, just like last game. Sam Vicious with his Shyvana is constantly being targeted. And, I mean, Malphite being open, I'd say, is the big thing.
Or if that third ban is Morgana, I was going to say a Morgana again for Jackie, but looks like they're going to not give it to him. Jackie, his reign was ended, of course, in that last game. He did fall to Wild Turtles Gragas, but it looks like they, so now that Gragas is off the table, they don't want to go against a Morgana as well. That would just be not good for them. And Lauda Mortis locking a very familiar cow.
Alistar not being banned out because, they had to take out Gragas. And by the way, that Morgana, even though Curse was behind 15,000 gold, they were still relevant. They were still doing well in team fights, actually. And Nunu being picked up as well, so support Nunu, could be jungle Nunu. Actually, no, with Alistar it will be support Nunu. We saw Nubish play him incredibly well, getting multiple absolute zeros, just completely filled, and getting that incredibly high damage. So, great pick coming out from them.
Yeah, it's scary because even though Absolute Zero doesn't deal a lot of damage when you're supporting Nunu, it's just a giant AoE slow that the enemy team doesn't want to be in and doesn't want to team fight inside of. So it forces them to burn flashes or the dashes. Zyra, will we see Jackie's Zyra? I've definitely seen him practice Zyra a few times there at the Curse apartment.
It is pretty good.
He knows what he's doing, I would say. It's not his first rodeo there, and it is locked in. So we will see Jackie playing Zyra in the AP mid, but I'm interested to see what Wild Turtle's response will be. He is able to see the AP mid of the enemy team, and he can try to counterpick it. Is there any counterpicks really for Zyra that you can think of?
I mean, Zyra, once she was unnerfed, there was a hotfix recently, bring her a little closer to being in line. No one knew the counter to her. Actually, Twisted Fate being looked at by Legion. They did do this last game, but, went for the Gragas instead. What is your choice, Legion? Do you think Twisted Fate can actually survive against Zyra? Are you just going to roam instead? Just I won't win lane, but I will kill everybody across the map. This is going to be an interesting pick because normally Twisted Fate is not that good in lane, but someone like Zyra can absolutely murder him.
We'll see. And this is right after the hot fix, so Zyra is hot fixed, and she's not absolute release broken OP like a lot of people thought she was. And there it is. We will see a Twisted Fate versus Zyra matchup in the mid. Elements did lock in the Maokai for St. Vicious, so now they're going to try their hand at Maokai. They didn't want to give Alistar, they didn't want to give Maokai to Lauda Mortis, but I mean he picked up Alistar instead, and that is just as annoying of a jungler.
I mean, in Europe, Alistar is almost permanently banned. In North America, he's such a common ban. In Asia, he's either first picked, first banned. He's one of the best characters in the world, actually. So Alistar on Lauda Mortis says something he's actually known for, one of his best junglers, and if he can get those ganks off, well, it was just like last game. He ganked early, he ganked aggressively, and it really starts a great lead for Legion.
Yeah, we will definitely see. Alistar is so great on his own, but when you put him in the hands of someone who really knows, his team calls him the herder, because he likes to herd them cows. So it's just the scariest possible thing for him.
He will tower dive at level 2. Level 2, he doesn't care about the turrets. Like, I can still kill them if I do this right, and he will. He will kill them, he will tower dive, no problem.
So high aggression expected to see out there from Lauda Mortis. The last two pickups from Curse will be Corki and Sona to round out their lineup. And what will Legion pick here? It is going to be their top lane. Looks like their top lane will be against the Vladimir. Could it perhaps be another Cruiser the Bruiser playing on Aurelia?
Definitely an option. Really one of his favorite characters. We could see Lee Sin, definitely likes him quite a bit. I mean, versus Vladimir top, there's not that many options. He's very safe, but at the same time, will it be Vladimir top? Will it be another support Vladimir? Or not support, 1v2 Vladimir? We've seen Vladimir in many different roles, many different positions. He could go mid. Probably won't happen with the Zyra pick, so they don't really know what to throw against Vladimir because it could also be a 1v2 situation. Yeah,
and Yorick being banned out, he is one of the best 2v1 champions. He can sustain from afar, he can deal damage, he can CS from afar. So I believe Curse is going to enter a 2-on-1, and they banned out Yorick because of that. They don't want to go against that really good 2v1 champion. So taking it off the table entirely is really, really smart for them.
It's a great decision because they do run the 2v1 so often, and I think they're just used to having a better 2v1, which with the ganks did not happen last game. If they can pull it off, they will be looking strong, but at the same time, we have seen them run, a really weird lane where they go 2v2 and 1v1. We have seen them do that at least once this tournament, so it's definitely an option.
All right, so the lineups rounding out from Curse and Legion for this game 2 of the losers bracket finals are going to be Corky, Sona, Zyra, Vladimir, and Maokai for Curse, and Twisted Fate, Alistar, Aurelia, Nunu, and Graves for LGN. Who do you give the advantage to as far as late game is concerned?
Late game, they're going to have Alistar on Legion. That's a huge pick, but at the same time, Zyra, Vladimir, Corky, and then Sona to back them up, that's pretty good. That's very good. And even though they will have Aurelia and Graves, I don't think the Alistar and Twisted Fate backup will be quite enough.
All right, well, we definitely want to hear everyone's input for this game. This is game 2 of the losers bracket finals between Legion and Curse. Curse has been a resounding favorite for the crowd, but I don't know. Do you guys want to see Wild Turtle run amok again in this game 2?
A few. But what about Curse? If you want to see Curse come back, take this to a best of 3, go to the 3rd game, I want to hear some noise.
Definitely heard that one. But it's going to be there's obviously a big match. It's going to go blow for blow. I wonder if Lana Mortis is going to kind of babysit top like you saw him do before. Because in that 2-on-1 situation, when he babysits top, it turns it onto a 2-on-2 situation, and the jungler, usually with a lot of CC, like the Maokai, like the Alistar, actually comes out way, way ahead, and he really snowballed Aurelia that first game.
I mean, jungler will have usually a higher level in the duo lane. I really was able to get enough experience to actually fight despite being, harassed constantly. So they really played that situation well. And Curse, they're coming after, this is their 3rd match, I believe, in a row. So they've been playing a lot of League of Legends. If you ever played for, 6 or 7 hours like they're doing so today, it's not easy.
Saint Vicious on his Maokai. What is he going to have to do to kind of turn the tides of this game? Is he going to have to babysit his 2v1, or is he going to focus more on just getting Jackie so fed on Zyra?
He has a lot of options. Maokai, one of the best gankers, as we saw last game. He can really do what he wants, and if it works, it will be awesome. He can go for supporting Jackie. He can support the 2v1 or even the 1v1 or 2v2 or whatever it actually ends up being. And we will see what that is in just about a minute.
Everyone on the team has pretty standard builds, boots, 3 pots, the fairy charm, couple wards from the supports. The only difference being, it looks like Nunu did pick up a pink ward. So we may see an early ward kill there, just to eliminate the vision of the enemy team. Vladimir a little bit split up top. There is a ward from Curse in that brush. What will they do with it? They're just going to look for the invade, I suppose.
No, Curse, they love to put that ward down. We actually, I believe, we do this where they expected the invade, placed a pink ward to kill that ward, and look at Legion right now. They're just waiting for someone to be out of position. Alistar is there in the optimal pulverize and kill you position.
It's Sapperling, my apologies. 2 Sapperlings out now. Going to go ahead and watch for that invade, but will Legion make a move here? Do you give the advantage? I mean, Alistar is usually a big level 1
Alistar,
nuisance.
Twisted Fate, that is a level 1 team fight no one wants to deal with. You walk into a bush, you will be CC'd, knocked up in the air, and then you get a gold card in the face, getting those very severe paper cuts.
Paper cuts indeed. Curse going to recall Westrice. He's going to go back. Looks like we're going to see another 2-on-1 situation down bot, but we may be seeing a 2-on-2 situation actually up top. If Sona and Corky stay on the game plan and go top, it looks like Graves and Nunu are going to do the same thing, leashing the wraiths here for Lana Mortis. They wouldn't really be there if they were going bottom, would they? No, it doesn't quite look like it.
They actually still expect some aggression coming out from Curse. Actually going for the invade, they are hit by a sapling. They know they're there.
But do they care? Are they still going this? Wild Turtle, will you get that gold card on Jackie? You will, but a nice counter flash puts Jackie under the safety of his own turret. Saintfish just finally picks up that blue buff and does not kill the small minion. Demon Low, will you be nice enough to kill it for him? No. He's going to leave that creep there to fight another day. So here we go. Both teams anticipated a lane swap, and they just did the same thing. 2-on-2 up top, 1-on-1 down bot, and you've got the normal AP mids in the middle where they should be.
And one of the strengths Legion has is they actually do an amazing amount of research. I talked to their coach, and he actually was able to calculate what route Muffin Cutie and Aframo would take when they go to lane after a swap. So they know a lot about their opponents. They have research Curse. They have a lot of knowledge going into this.
Yeah, because, teams, while they may not realize it, they fall into those old habits. They say, oh, we always take this quote-unquote safe route. But if a team is able to pick up on that when they're training and when they're watching VODs, that safe route becomes far, far less safe.
The only safe route is Alt F4 in this game. Even the Nexus can be a death trap. And right now, they're trying to do some zoning in the top lane. In the bot lane, actually, Cruiser trying to get some CS. Vladimir's still an aggressive person to be against. His early game is pretty nice with the transfusion auto attack combo.
Yeah, and down there, Aurelia using his Blade Surge to CS, when you do get a last hit with it, it of course refreshes the cooldown, but it also refreshes and returns half the mana cost. But if he continues to do that, he's going to fall way behind, Vladimir, who is a mana-less champion entirely.
Oh, actually,
Vladimir, did you say level 2 tower dive? I think you did. There's the flash. He has red buff. And a nice counter flash from Elements actually takes him right over the cow. He just kind of leapfrogs that cow, getting right on out of there. Didn't get poked by the horns, which is also a good thing for him. So Elements now has no flash. Vladimir, will you come in for another gank? Maokai, you do get spotted by that ward from Legion, but they're not really reacting that much to it. Yes, they are. Graves and Nunu will back up just a hair. We usually see early tower kills when it is a 2-on-1 situation, but are we just going to see the old, normal, kind of American slow farm meta, since now they are just, it is it, except different lanes?
Well, we just saw a level 2 tower dive, so I think Legion they're not going to let that slow farm happen. Unfortunately, they didn't get it, and Blot took a lot of damage in the exchange, so he does have to go back to base. He's actually falling behind quite a bit in the jungle. Only has 13 CS. Maokai's up to 16, but he's still there, still doing some action.
Here
actually,
comes
might be going for
Maokai
a
right
gank.
out of the jungle. Will he get a twisted pants on the Nubish? Are you going to lock him down? You do the flash. Not enough distance for him, and Nubish may go down to the auto attacks. First blood onto Elements. Elements picks up that first blood right there. A lot of people say KS kill stolen, but that's just kill secured right there, in my opinion. And Sona, a support, not the worst person to get first.
He can get that early. Actually, Roots go onto Wild Turtle. He's being slowed quite a bit. A lot of damage going off onto him, and Zyra Plants really doing their damage, showing their worth, because you get hit by a root, guess what? You're going to be slowed afterwards. Those seedlings are actually pretty devastating.
So the getting a first blood on the support just gets them an early GP10, and Elements may go and do that. Yes, he already has his Philo Stone, so the earliest GP10 in the game right there. It's cool to get first blood on an AD carry, Actually, Westrice meeting Lauda Mortis here in the middle. Wild Turtle trying to transition over there, but Jack was hot on his heels, but here comes St. Vicious, a 3-on-1, the flash. Will the Arcane Smash lock him enough? Yes, it does! Wild Turtle falls in the mid, so right now, St. Vicious saying, Lauda Mortis, you can play Maokai. I can do it too. And Lauda Mortis falling a little bit behind here. Didn't get that early level 2 flash tower dive that he wanted.
And unfortunately, you cannot flash a Twisted Advance like you can flash Alistar's Headbutt. So just the fact that you can flash one thing is proving to be a huge issue for Legion right now. Every time they flash get away, he chases them down anyways, and Legion is still dying as a result.
And a lane switch. But speaking of tower dives, Lauda Mortis, you want it. We can tell. That cow waiting in the brush. Westrice, don't do it. Don't do it. You did it. You got knocked up. But can the rest of Legion follow up? I don't think so. Lauda Mortis is actually going to take the long route and a few tower shots as a care package out of there. That was not good. Did you enjoy your stay? I don't think so. And Westrice just, he got CC'd forever, yes, but Legion just a little bit too far away. Lauda Mortis a little bit too far.
They would have had to walk through that turret. Actually, the Twisted Advance goes onto a minion. St. is just trying to get the slow off. Doesn't actually land it, and a lot of damage from a smoke screen goes onto Westrice, who's very low right now.
Yeah, very, very smart play from Saint, trying to do that just a hair short of that Nunu's butt, and it's going to be okay. He walks out of there, does go put a ward in the river brush right outside of it. The Cruiser on Aurelia, 43 CS down bot to the 24 CS of Vladimir. They did do another lane swap, of course, so now we're back into our 2v1 situation that it looked like Curse wanted from the very beginning.
And will it work? Aurelia is level 6 now. She just got her ultimate, had a chance to farm. She's not going to be that bad in a 1v2 situation. At the same time, though, Westrice, he doesn't have the kills. He does have the assist. And Aurelia has actually double CS. So he's not in a good position to really go for 1v2. Doesn't have really anything, just a good amount of CS, that assist, but no big items, just a Doran shield.
Jackie goes back and purchases 2 Doran's rings, while Twisted Fate actually opts to go for Spell Pin boots. What are the advantages of getting boots too with Magic Pen that early?
He will dodge Zyra's roots a little bit more, which he needs to do, because we saw him get hit once. That was an amazing amount of damage. If it happens again, once Wild Turtle or Jackie gets the ultimate, which he does have now, that can easily be a kill. Yeah,
it's interesting that he can actually use the plants that Zyra spawns to get blue card and get his mana back a little bit, to give him a few more options there in lane. Lauda Mortis again poised for a gank. He just loves when people face check, and will they? No, he comes out instead. Another counter flash. Elements is spot on getting away from that giant cow.
And unfortunately, they actually tried to start the fight with Cruiser, who had a Blade Surge in. When because of that, the Equilibrium Strike did not do the stun, because using Blade Surge, he did some damage to Cop in that exchange. So unfortunately, it did not work out. A lot of Mortis is trying, but it's just not working out for him in the end.
No, indeed. Now Anubis throwing out the snowball to West tries to slow him just a little bit, just keeping him out of XP range and CS range, pretty much.
In the bot lane, though, Cruiser is doing very well to hold his own. There's a lot of pressure coming out from Curse, but he is getting a great amount of CS despite the 1v2 situation. The top lane, Westrice not doing quite as well, so the swap not working out overall, but if they can get some good ganks off, get some pressure on that Dragon, it will be a great benefit for Curse.
Yeah, but going to that mid lane again, Twisted Fate 59 CS, coming up on that 60 mark. There he goes, Zyra 56 CS, 1-0-0 Zyra to the 0-1-0 of Twisted Fate, and here is Dragon. I don't think Legion is in any position to go ahead and contest this.
Unless it really wants to 1v4 it, it's going to be a pretty easy Dragon. Curse,
not so smart.
Wait, here's Twisted Fate ult has been used though. Where's it going? Where's it going?
Did he use it perhaps just to scare Westrice up there, just to maybe make him misplay? I do not know. But actually, here's Wild Turtle. He did port a little bit up near the red, or the blue buff rather, of Curse. It looks like this is going to be a turret taken for Legion if they do decide to pressure it.
Wild Turtle actually stopping his recall. Going to use a blue card, which does actually very high damage to the turrets. And the first turret, like you said, is going to be taken by Legion. Applying that pressure, this is a great response to something like a Dragon play. And really, we've seen two things happen. A team takes control of the game when they get the first Dragon or the first turret. Curse got the first Dragon, Legion got the turret though.
Yeah, Jackie realizing that his lane counterpart has decided to port top and take that turret, so he shoves the lane with his E and Q combo. Now he is going to go and take these wraiths. This is what Jackie does. This is what a lot of great AP mids do. They go ahead and farm those wraiths. That's 4 additional CS every 50 seconds, and that really adds up. It's assuming your lane counterpart isn't doing it himself.
And Zyra being a plant, amazing at farming, so, that Roots with her E combined with the Q, kind of like Cassiopeia combined with a Morgana binding that's AoE, it's great at CSing, and she just will get a massive amount of farm if nothing's done about her in the mid lane.
I know Jackie does have that blue buff, and I know the one thing, he talked to me last night about Zyra, because they got actually destroyed by a Zyra from Singapore Sentinels the other day. He said that she just has very, very high mana costs. She's very hard to sustain in lane. But once you get blue buff, she is an absolute terror in lane. And there's the quick draw buckshot onto Westrice, just pushing him out just a little bit, just putting on a little bit of damage. But Vladimir, of course, able to sustain very, very well. And you see a Sheen actually rush from Twisted Fate. So we're going to see an early Lich Bane. Is Legion going to try to recreate the magic that happened before, or is a Lich Bane rush standard on Twisted Fate? I thought maybe you need a little bit of AP to back it up.
There's a lot of different options. Lich Bane works very well though, because you have your wild cards, you have your pick a card that really benefit from it, and even his passive, I believe, Stacked Deck, that will not apply Sheen, but it works well because you still have to get those auto attacks off. Twisted Fate being kind of a unique mage because he does rely on auto attacks for quite a bit of damage.
All right, so he will get that Lich Bane, unless he just wants the Sheen first and then he'll build the Death Cap later. We'll see exactly what happens in just a little bit. Nunu does have his Fairy Charm, Ruby Crystal, the other support on Sona does have the early Philo Stone because of that First Blood, and the Ruby Crystal going to be building that into a Heart of Gold. So only one GP10 on the side of Legion, while Curse right now is rocking 3. Zyra can sometimes get a Cage's lucky pick, or do you think she benefits more from just the Dorans and straight up AP?
It depends on how confident you're feeling. If you want to go for a longer game, a lucky pick is good on almost any AP mid. At the same time, though, Zyra won't really benefit that much from a DFG. She has enough burst and wants to stay far away as is. So it's okay not to pick it up on her, which I do not believe Jackie will be doing today. And right now, there's actually another push coming out, this time from Curse onto the bot turret. So we're seeing both turrets being taken by, or pressured by both teams.
Yeah, but Cruiser has decent wave clear with that Transcendent Blades. He clears that wave away from the turret, saving him just a bit more time. The missiles and Phospho Bomb do more damage and clear waves faster, but here comes a lot of Mortis trying to make it into a 2v3 situation. I don't know if they can protect that turret for much longer. It looks like the presence of the cow will actually force Curse to back on off. I think Dragon may be coming up very, very soon. I'm not quite sure of the time that Curse did take it.
Wild Turtle also has his ultimate up, so if they do go for a 3v3 fight in the bot lane, Wild Turtle can always join in. Going to be a huge amount of pressure. Actually, looks like a gank is being set up on the mid lane, coming from all angles. Turtle has to be very prepared for this, or he will die.
Is Saintfish is going to take a play out of Laudamors's playbook? Does he want to tower dive right here? He is 2 levels below Wild Turtle, but all that matters is the CC. Wild Turtle is really effectively using his wild cards because they have very, very long range. You can just throw them right on down the line of the creep wave, clear it really well, and then just be safe, stay safe. And that's exactly what he was doing.
And he actually made a really cool guess. He's like, all right, I just saw Maokai in the bot lane. He will probably gank me, and if he does, he'll gank me from the bot side right there. So he was hanging around the top side jungle entrance just so he would not be, initiated on over the wall.
Yeah, now it looks like Legion is actually transitioning to the mid, leaving Aurelia down bot. Or not. They thought they were going to pressure that tier 1 turret just a bit more. Graves going to quick draw over that wall, going to get up the top lane. He's got a lot of farm up there he can take. About to be 2 waves worth, if he can make it before the tower picks up a few CS. No, just out of tower range. Perfect lane freezing by the creeps there. They must have learned their lesson. There's Wild Turtle with the ultimate. Where does he go? Actually, tower diving Jackie. We are going to have to go back and watch that. Will Desire passive. Doesn't even matter. The tower shots will happen. We have to go back and watch what just happened there. Lotta Mortis and St. Vicious just exchanging blows here in the mid lane. Saint does have his oracles, of course. Lotta Mortis does not have his yet. We're going to actually, there's the aggression from St. Vicious. Westrice is here to back him up. There's the twisted advance. We actually went to replay. What just happened there? We go the Hemo Plague. Lotta Mortis' ultimate does protect him. The Unbreakable Will too strong. Oh, I don't even know if we have time now. Everything's going on.
There's too much action. This turret's being pushed too much. Who cares about that early kill? Not what we're here for. I mean, Elements and Westrice right now, quite a bit of damage they can do just with the power cord and the transfusion.
Yeah, and Demon Law does get spotted by that sapperling right there. Still, 3 members of Curse are here in the mid lane. They want this turret so badly. St. Vicious very, very low on mana there. Will he be able to get a full combo of his W and Q? Wow, the burst from Elements does deter him from that fight, followed by the Snowball and Lotta Mortis. He is charging headlong into there, but he gets stopped by the Crescendo. There's a Twisted Advance, actually being dragged straight into the turret, but St. Vicious counter flashes out of there, and Zyra's here for this party. Will she be able to take down Wild Turtle? It does not look like it. He uses wild cards to clean up those weeds that have grown in the mid lane. In the meantime, Cruiser is hitting on this tier 1 bot turret, but the creeps are there just in time to get him away from it.
And a great fight in the end. They pressured the mid turret, and now Cruiser with that damage, like I said, all of the turrets seem to be the big focus for Legion. They want to take the early turrets like Curse has done in the past, and with that they can take advantage of the game, use map control, push up waves, and take objectives like Dragon, like Baron very easily, make invasions on them, blue buff and red buff just simple. It's like, they can't see us do it, they can't see us get in, we will just take it.
And Aurelia has built that Phage along with a Dorn's Blade pickup as well. Legion now coming around this Dragon area. Jackie at half health and about half mana. Actually barely misses Inubish with those grasping roots. Curse does not want to lose this Dragon. TF, you are far away. Your ultimate is up, however. Will you get into this fight? There is the ultimate. Will he use his gate to get in there? Who's going to go on this? Desire ultimate dealing huge damage to Lotta Mortis and Inubish, but St. Vicious caught by Wild Turtle card. But Curse Cop almost cleans him up, but a flash and a transfusion from Westrice will chase him down, and now Cruiser locks down Jackie. He falls. Will Desire passive be able to pick up a kill? Oh, it does. Wow, oh wow. And now Cruiser, you're in a 3-on-1 situation. See you later. A 4-for-2 exchange in the favor of Curse, and it looks like it's going to be a Dragon to boot. We're going to go ahead and go to a replay so we don't miss any action this time again. Go ahead, studio.
So the way that fight started out, there was pressure on the Dragon coming out from Curse, trying to fire out those rockets, trying to do that damage. Eventually, TF does use his ult, and everybody's like, oh, the fight's about to start. They back off, Twisted Fate gets into the fight, but Zyra ultimate is everything right now. It launches up 3 people in the air, does an amazing amount of damage. Wild Turtle tries to teleport in there, tries to do the damage, but the rest of Legion is so low, Inubish can't get in place to ult. Wild Turtle tries to escape, but Westrice with an amazing flash picks him off. And the rest of Legion, well, they're so low from that early initiate that Inubish gets picked off by rockets in the back. Cruiser's trying to chase, but can't actually do much besides kill Jackie. And Demon Lull, he's being shot to death by a red Baron. Not pleasant.
And LGN actually picks up that Dragon there. So what we missed, it looks like Curse kind of decided not to go for it with Cop and Westrice. So Legion now has a Dragon under their belt. They're closing that gold gap. They have 1K. They're 1K down. They're down 4 kills if they're up 1 turret.
And the question is, who has the gold for Curse right now? Because if it's on the Graves, on the Zyra, that's a lot scarier than just, say, Elements having more gold or Lotta Mortis having more gold. And looking at it right now, Corky's at 5,000, comparing that to Graves, who's also at 5,000, very equal in that regard. Zyra at the same position at 5,200, and TF at 5,300. So the APs and the ADs have quite a bit of gold. They're very equal, which is good for both teams.
The gold is definitely in the right places. And really the key to this game, the key to both games have been the junglers. Lotta Mortis really affected that 2v1 up top in game 1, and he wanted to do the same thing here on Alistar in game 2. But I mean, St. Vicious has been playing phenomenally well and just been affecting the game more. And it's just sad for Laudemoris to see that.
I mean, 0-1-6 on the Maokai. He's involved in almost every kill. Mid-turret now being pressured, but Zyra has quite a good wave clear with her plants, with her Q, with her E, just, lots of AoE, and of course extra little Heimerdinger style turrets that are actually plants to help defend.
Yeah, Maokai actually in this game, Saint deciding to build Merc Treads rather than the Boots of Mobility, while we see Laudemoris and Alistar still has the Boots of Mobility. Is that just a player preference thing, or is there anything that Laudemoris is just not afraid of in this game?
I mean, Alistar does have the ultimate to go ahead and sustain damage, and last game, Laudemoris also had quite an early lead, so he had the ultimate fast. He expected to take a lot less damage just because he was ahead.
Is that such a smart move in this game, though, when it looks like he's slightly behind?
They're only ahead by about 1,000. Alistar has the ultimate, so he can still rely on that for a bit of mitigation. At the same time, Saint's not that far ahead, so I think being safer with the Merc Treads, and, trying to focus on counter ganks rather than just hard initiates has been helping quite a bit.
And Wild Turtle waiting in mid lane to just go ahead and wild cards and red card those creeps, absolutely clearing them very, very quickly. 153 CS on him to Zyra's 147, so they are neck and neck. Jackie does have a needlessly large rod to the quick Abyssal Scepter actually rush of Wild Turtle. Is that pretty much indirect counter to Zyra's magic damage that, Jackie's so far ahead, he can't really build as offensively as he wants. He has to build a little defensive.
It's a unique build, actually. Usually people don't build Abyssal Scepter that early on Twisted Fate. You see either a Death Cap or maybe a Lich Bane, but it has not happened. Actually, Twisted Fate was used to get to the bot lane, did not really get the kill, and I knew she might be caught out of position. Nope, Saint will not initiate onto that. So right now, they're trying to pressure the bot lane, did not get a good gank off. The flash was not used by Comp either. It's still on cooldown from an earlier fight, and Curse actually rotating mid to get that turret.
Yeah, Legion saying, here we come from behind. Once again, Laudemoris' ult is popped. It's a lot of damage reduction, but it will go down in a second. The headbutt into the turret. Inubish gets melted by the Zyra ultimate. The Graves ultimate trying to do as much work as possible. The Hemo Plague Demon Low will go down to a long-range rocket from Cop. Pretty much will go down to either the Hemo Plague or the rocket. Cop, kill secured. That's all I can say.
Right now, Curse, they're using their team comp a lot more. They have the AoE. They're actually able to go ahead and lock down specific characters. If Lot walks into a dangerous position, people usually run away from Alistar. But Curse knew they had the advantage, pressured it quite a bit, and of course, the ult out forced Inubish to a bad position. Actually rooting Laudemoris, dealing quite a bit of damage. He's actually very close to dying.
There's the Thorn Spitters trying to do work on it. If he gets caught by one more Grasping Roots, he may go down, but no, he will be out of there in just a hurry. Now Jackie moves back onto the mid lane. He's got his 161 farm under his belt to the 167 farm of Wild Turtle's Twisted Fate. Now Jackie going back to buy. Is he going to finish out a Death Cap here? Let's take a look. Yes, indeed. There's a Death Cap on Zyra. She does have great ratios, and she just has ridiculous burst. But I think the scariest thing about her is her Grasping Roots.
It's a great AoE CC. AoE CC is a very scary thing in this game. And even though it's only a root, you can still cast spells. You might be able to auto-attack too, I believe. It's dangerous because your comp there, that will let you get hit by her ultimate. That will let you get hit by Vladimir's ultimate. And then comp in the back can just shoot you to death with rockets.
Yeah, Cop playing Corki really effectively right now. 3-0 and 4, 155 CS. Already has his Trinity Force as well. And that BF sword going to be built into either Infinity Edge or Bloodthirster, of course. Would you prefer an Infinity Edge at this point, I'm assuming?
Infinity Edge, definitely. It works well with the crit from Triforce. And I like the Triforce pick because, they're a bit less confident than last game. They had a great start. They already had 6 kills. They're only ahead 1,200 gold right now. So Curse playing very cautiously, which they're really well known to do. That's how they will play if they are not incredibly far ahead.
Yeah, they've shown a lot of early aggression here in this tournament so far, but they realize when they're behind, they will respect the enemy team. They will respect any comebacks that may happen. So they're not going to just go crazy with it. They're just going to keep taking small advantage. And let's see, Twisted Fate's ultimate is up. I don't think Maokai wants to go down there quite yet. Actually, Curse is pinging that brush like they want something to happen. Laudemoris is going to fall back from Vladimir and the entire pursuit of Curse.
They actually do spot
Jackie actually using his slow plant to try to catch someone coming out of that brush, but they take the long way around the scenic route. And Curse absolutely adept at clearing waves at this point.
Trying to secure the blue buff, this would be great for Zyra with the high mana cost. And right now, Legion is converging, but this is going to be a difficult fight. Curse is blue buff ready for anything that comes with them.
But that blue buff falls way too fast for Legion to even get there. They did ping it. They knew what was going on. But, they just couldn't get there in time. And now Curse, they want to try to bait a fight out of here. Elements will potentially spot that ward. Are you just, look, it's right there. Okay. That's awesome too. Just walk away from it. It's sometimes corners and stuff. It's hard to see around.
Angles can be pretty weird.
Angles can be weird things. So that ward will live to grant vision another day. Saint Vicious is going to move on down to this dragon. Curse, the entirety of them is going to move on down to this dragon. I believe this next dragon fight will be huge. Unless Legion.
The rest of the course of the game.
Is Legion going to give it up though?
It looks like they're not confident. They're scared. They think they're a lot farther behind than they actually are. They're 6 kills down, which is a big number, but now they're down 2K. Now that lead is actually increasing quite a bit. A very nice dragon, though, secured by Curse.
They didn't have vision of it, but it was something that you could perhaps infer by the positioning and travel of the enemy team. But it looks like they just gave it up there. In the meantime, Twisted Fate actually decides to teleport up top. He's going to start doing some split pushing that Twisted Fate is so good at.
And that is always a fallback they have on Legion. If they fall too far behind, and as long as they can't be 4v5'd underneath the turret, they can split push with TF. They have quite a good push potential coming out from Nunu as well as Graves. So if they can get to the turrets, that's great for them. But if Curse is there ready to defend, that's going to be a huge problem.
Again, Zyra has her death cap. The Twisted Fate has the workings of a Lichbane with the Abyssal Scepter. Aurelia has her Trinity Force with 2 Null Magic Mantles, not 1. But 2 Null Magic Mantles, so they're very scared of the Zyra burst, and they're completely respecting that. Another Null Magic Mantle for Nunu, going to build those into Merc Treads. Oh, and just another Null Magic Mantle for Maokai. Null Magic Mantles for everyone, apparently. That Aegis of Legion will be built very, very shortly for Maokai, just giving his team a little extra bit of tankiness.
Good to do. It's a great item. It's very efficient. People tend to ignore how good it is as an aura item, and it's actually really efficient just for yourself.
Yeah, and that Lichbane being finished now on TF, expect to see him dealing a lot of burst damage. And even, it really helps his tower pushing as well. So if he wants to go split push, he will hit those towers like a truck. Speaking of towers, Curse takes down Tier 1 top turret. It's 2-2 now, and Legion, in response, going to perhaps pressure this Tier 1 mid turret. Again, let's see how hard that card hits from Wild Turtle.
Ooh,
that's very hard by
good.
turret.
But
We will see later.
being taken out in one card, actually top turret being pushed by Curse at the same time. We have a split push going on. Probably won't lead to a base race, but a lot of turrets being taken by both teams. We do have Cruiser in the bot lane pushing himself, so right now the push is just in favor. Curse actually has retreated.
Yeah, what is Legion going to do here? They did take down that Tier 2 turret. All of Curse has recalled, but now Curse is pinging that Tier 2 bot turret like they want to defend it. Do they want to, or will Aurelia just pull away from it here?
Right there, Wild Turtle tried to go ahead, use the ult to get away, and actually Saint Vicious almost got the Twisted Advance into a Arcane Smash to keep him in place. Luckily, he did get away. And the split push, now a lot of turrets have fallen, and well, there's a lot more map control coming out from Legion. They have the mid turrets down that lets them roam in both the top side and bot side jungle if they just push up that pre-play. So it's very scary if they're in a position that Curse is in.
And here's Baron started by Curse, but they have to contend with the Consume and Smite that Legion has on Nunu. Will they be able to take it down fast enough? Will they get low themselves? Legion is aware of it. Here comes Wild Turtle. He doesn't have a card selected, throwing out wild cards just to put down some damage on the entirety of Curse. Demon Law, he comes in. Zyra absolutely destroys 3 members of Legion. There's a long-range collateral damage. Baron Nashor does go to the blue team. Curse able to pick that up. Westrice using his Sanguine Pool to save himself. A lot of Mortis falls. Cruiser being locked down with the Twisted Advance, and the Zyra grasping roots will say you're going nowhere. The Shurelya's Reverie is popped. They're trying to chase on the flash. Twisted Advance from Saint Vicious takes down Wild Turtle with a nice follow-up from Cop. Cop absolutely destroying, going unstoppable in that fight. Curse only losing 1 member, and hey, also picking up Baron as a nice party favor.
And with that fight, there's 4 people down. What can they do? This is what you do as Curse. You go ahead, get that advantage, get that Baron. Now you start taking objectives. This mid turret's going to fall. Can they take the inhibitor out? If they can take the inhibitor, it's going to be incredibly difficult for Legion to really do anything now. They'll have to defend against the super creeps. They'll have to be worried about just walking into a bush and getting ambushed by plants. And right now, they're actually just tanking the turret with their faces. And can they get the push out? Looks like they will retreat.
They will retreat indeed. Jackie throwing back his grasping roots to make that into a slow plant, just for good measure, trying to get out of there, slow the enemy team's pursuit. Because I feel like Legion is trying to counter-aggress and counter-push right now. Twisted Fate and Aurelia are very far away, but Legion is marching straight up that mid lane with no regard for Curse. No respect for him right now. They know they're all very low in mana. Can they go ahead and pressure this mid turret? No, it looks like they extended a little bit too far, and they're going to go ahead and pull back from that. Or are we just going to see for the rest of the time, Legion is down a lot of kills. They're down 9 kills. They're down about 6k gold. are we just going to see them kind of switch to TF split push mode or what?
I mean, right now, fighting is not a good idea for them. Every time we've seen them initiate, they walk into a Zyra ultimate, get damaged quite a bit, and get knocked up as they try and do any sort of initiation. Alistar's ultimate, it can break CC, but knock up is a CC that cannot be broken. So they have to deal with that fact. They don't have a good way to start the fights. What do you do as Legion? I guess, screw fighting. It's not worth it. We're going to lose it every time. They've decided to go ahead. Split push will be their best option, and if they don't shift, it's going to be hard to deal with both Zyra, Vladimir, and Maokai, and then crescendo to follow up with CC.
So now Curse rocking that Baron are going to be able to siege turrets just about all day. They're in the enemy jungle right now, going to switch over to the mid lane, using that buckshot, using the missiles rather, and the phosphorus bomb to just shove that lane right into the turret. St. Vicious is up front, getting a little bit of a jovial laugh in the faces of the enemy team. Throws a sapling just to give vision right there. There's the actual ward, and there's damage from Wild Turtle. Just one combo from Jackie hardly takes him down to about half HP. He doesn't want to get hit by Zyra here, but one of Zyra's biggest advantages is she deals so much damage from such a far range. Her spells have just umber range. It's absolutely
It's got amazing range, and of course, if you do get the seedlings planted and you do get the plants to grow, they will attack and keep attacking for quite a long distance. So it's not even just far range. You will get stuck in place, rooted, and the plants will hit you for another 500 distance, like 5 chemos.
The Nijaki does not have the blue buff that he wants right there. Actually, the Grasping Roots will lock down Demon Law and Wild Turtle. There's a Zyra ultimate, not knocking anyone up from Legion. Cruiser able to zone out some members of Curse, and they're just going to live and be okay. And that tier 3 turret is not going to go down for Curse, what they wanted so badly.
It's incredibly low, though, and they can always go ahead, push it later when they're a bit more confident. Dragon has Respond, though. They're just going to wait for their ultimates. They know that turret's going to be very easy to take later. They don't need to deal with it until it has, no one defending it, or they can just use their ultimate. So they don't care. They don't care that they didn't kill it. They can kill it later, and they're aware.
Yeah, and they're going to go ahead and just take a consolation prize of Dragon there. Go home with a little bit more gold in their pockets. Corky 505 with 198 CS. He has that Bloodthirster built, actually, so he didn't go Infinity Edge. Is there a particular reason why he wouldn't?
It could be just for safety. Bloodthirster is a great item if you want to be more confident in your team fights, because Infinity Edge is great for damage, but Bloodthirster will give you that massive lifesteal, which lets you auto-attack, sustain just off killing creeps, and pushing is what it's good for. So they lose a bit of damage, but in the end, they're going to be better in pushing situations, which, Curse has been doing quite a bit lately.
And the Trinity Force Wits End coming out from Aurelia as well. Again, just respecting the magic damage that happens. And also, Wits End just grants a great magic damage addition to your auto attacks. But I mean, is anyone really that squishy on Curse? Because I know there's some kind of mathematical value where Wits End is superior to like a Madrid's Blood Razor. I
mean, Madrid's is just expensive to build. In the end, there's not a lot of HP necessarily, but there is decent defenses like Zonia's, like the Triforce providing a lot of move speed and actually some HP for Corky. So the defense is there in terms of mobility, not really HP. So the Blood Razor, which is an incredibly expensive item, not really going to be the best pickup right now. And I mean, Legion, they're in an okay spot. They have TF, they are behind quite a bit of gold, but they have to hold this turret, which is going to be difficult because it's already gone down.
Yeah, that didn't last long whatsoever. That's exactly what Curse wanted to do. Saplings are going to go into the back of the creep wave, trying to clear them out really quickly. TF and all of Legion still has really good wave clear, so they can hold off a push for a little while, but losing the first inhibitor turret of the game is a big blow.
When you fight for an inhibitor, when you try and defend the inhibitor, you're not really focusing on the creep waves. You have to try and poke, because in the end, there is no turret, there is no defense. If Curse decides to attack the inhibitor, you're the ones who have to stop them.
And there's the Twisted Fate ultimate, just using it to go bot. He's going to start split pushing out. Curse recognizes this. Are we going to have an inhibitor go down here for Curse? Looks like they are going to take it down. Half health, quarter health, goodbye, no health. In the meantime, TF, is he going to get a lot out of the split push, though? Curse already going back to recall. Actually, Legion is kind of in pursuit. They don't want to allow Curse to recall here. They want Wild Turtle to do as much damage to the enemy base as possible, but it looks like he's only going to get one turret out of this. Is he going to recall in time? I don't think they can make it.
He's got 5 seconds.
If Curse makes it,
about
that
3
would
seconds.
be incredible.
One rocket, will it land? No, actually, guessing.
Trying to predict
So
where he was
close.
going to be and just barely missing that rocket onto Wild Turtle. If he had been caught there, man, oh man, Curse covered a lot of ground. But, they no longer have Baron, but they were able to take down an inhibitor.
So they have the super creeps pushing in now. This is the time of control for Curse, because every time Legion leaves their base for more than a minute, the super creep might start knocking at the door of those Nexus turrets. And if those go down, your base is just so compromised just from even normal creep pushes. But right now, Legion, they lost the inhib. They're trying to wait out until the next Baron spawn. That will be the next big fight for Curse. They want to secure the Baron, try and bait out a fight coming from Legion because the team fight potential really isn't there.
Corki now sporting a Last Whisper, Bloodthirster, and Trinity Force. He does have an Elixir of Fortitude and Agility that he will be popping just before the next fight, getting ready for it, preparing for it. Baron should be up very, very shortly. I mean, what can we expect to see from Legion to stop this Baron, if anything?
You know what? Twisted Fate's in the bot lane. He's going to stay in that bot lane. Baron will be responding very quickly. They're looking for it. Actually, might be looking for a catch on someone like Nubish. Actually, the flash comes out. The Twisted Advance comes out. Nubish will get blown up immediately. Flashes, but it is worth nothing in the end. And they get a great kill. Baron popping up now. So, you know what? Legion's in a bad spot now, but TF is going to split push. Actually, they're going to push down middle at the same time.
Yeah, they're forcing Curse into a bad spot. They're saying, what do you want to do? Are you going to go back to defend? Are you going to take this Baron? Curse going to stick to this Baron. Cruiser, Transcendent Blades, tries. Valiant effort, but it is for nothing. And now Legion is knocking at the door of this inhibitor. They want this so bad, saying go, go, go for the entire enemy team. Wild Turtle, will you get their Lich Bane? One more attack would have taken down the turret, but he actually just ults away defensively, going over to the Dragon Pit and living again. So Legion almost, I mean, if they had taken down that turret, I think it could have been their way to get a comeback.
They know they can't fight. They're trying to play smart, but unfortunately, with that pick on the Nubish, there wasn't enough of a distraction to actually go ahead and hold those that team at Baron. Curse needed to actually, even though almost caught out, this is not a good position to be in. Flashes out.
Ooh, failed flash
Rice.
from Westrice, trying to flash pool to slow down Graves, but that wall a little bit too thick.
You got to hug it very closely.
He did not hug it close enough. Needs to get better acquainted with that wall, apparently. And now Curse is going to transition to the bot lane. They've already done all the work they need to mid lane. It will start to push itself. Now they have Baron. Now they're going to start pressuring other lanes. And Legion just on the back foot here.
And on the back foot is not where they want to be. They know they can't fight. They know they have to be at the enemy turrets. Wild Turtle will have his ult relatively soon. We'll probably go for the invade. Actually, St. Vicious caught out in the rest of Legion does get scared off though.
As you see St. Vicious do this a whole heck of a lot. There's a Vengeful Maelstrom just kind of to deter the enemy team of Legion, knowing that Curse is in tow. Now Saint still chasing onto Latimoris, jungler versus jungler right there. And here the siege begins. But Saint's been doing that a lot, whether he's playing Maokai, whether he's playing Alistar, whether he's playing Shyvana. When his team is pressuring the tier 2 bot turret, he goes in between the tier 2 and tier 3 and basically stands there and just says, come at me, bro. You know, if you guys want to fight, we'll fight right here, right now. But that time, you know, Latimoris was just there to trade a few blows with him and nothing became of it. But that damage from one weave just does a whole heck of a lot to Latimoris. And here's a tower going down, half HP. Will they be able to take down this push? No, they will wait till the next free play. But in the meantime, look at mid doing a lot of work to the base of Legion. They have to go defend that. They have to let this turret go. And I don't think they have the wave clear or the team fight to defend it.
Curse can dive at this point, even just killing the turret as they dive. This is scary for Legion. They have to make the right decision. And even then, they still might lose this fight and possibly lose the game.
And Westrice stacking up at Tides of Blood to have maximum efficiency. There's the Shirelias, our Song of Celerity, rather. There's the engage from St. Vicious onto Inubish. Is that a target one hit? Latimoris in the back line of Curse trying to wreak havoc, but Jackie positioning expertly, hitting the Zyra ultimate. Nubish will go down to the proc of the Hemo Plague. There's Cruiser falling as well. Sona able to pick up that kill, trying to carry as hard as possible, and the crits from Cop are absolutely wrecking Demon Low. Can they end it here? Get one more. There you go. Nice. Going up top now to take this tier 3 turret. And right here, Curse, they are in the lead, but they want to make absolutely sure this is a closed casket affair. And there's the burst from Nijaki. But he's Zanya's the headball pulverize combo from Latimoris, and he will get on out of there. This tier 3 turret will go down up top, and now it's a 3-on-4. But, I mean, Curse is just going to take that turret and say, okay, you know, we're done here. We'll come back. We'll take your inhibitor. There's not a whole lot you can do about it.
There are no turrets up except the next turret right now for Legion. If they even just don't defend their inhibitor turret, that can go down. With 2 inhibitor turrets down, or inhibitors down, we saw it before from Curse in the last game. It's incredibly difficult to defend. You just kind of wait, and eventually you're going to be in such a bad position, it's very easy to get initiated on and just kind of die. Their 9,000 gold lead in favor of Curse, too.
Yeah, their middle inhibitor of Legion has finally respawned, so that's going to give them a little bit of breathing room, but it's still going to be a few more minutes before that bot inhibitor has respawned. And what that does, and we've seen this happen a few times, I saw it at the MLG Arena with the Zubu Blaze, they love taking that bot inhibitor as soon as possible, because once the Baron dance starts, you know, the teams start to congregate around there. If you have the inhibitor or the turret down, your creeps start pushing bot lane, and the enemy team has a big decision to make. Do we do this Baron dance forever, or do we go defend our base? And I'm pretty sure TSM at one point lost an inhibitor just because of that strat from the Zuby Blaze.
An inhibitor and actually a Nexus turret. Right now, though, Dragon being secured by Curse. You know, Dragons have really been in favor of Curse this game. Legion picked up a couple, but they've been dominating the map. They've had more control, and they've been picking them up in general. Legion, this is just another 1,000 gold that they can't really deal with. Actually, Wild Turtle, is he sitting up to go ahead and backdoor?
He may be. He uses ultimate Gunna Walker. He's going to actually gateware to the bottom, or to the mid turret. He knows it has one hit left on it. He's going to be able to take this. Will he be able to take the inhibitor as quickly? There we go. Is this going to be a base race to end all base races? Wild Turtle working on that inhibitor. He is only one man. What can he do against the 4-man push of Curse? Westrite's actually going back. He's going to 1v1 this Twisted Fate down there. And I don't know if this is worth it. The inhibitor does not go down yet for Curse. They take the middle inhibitor of Legion, and actually Wild Turtle forced a recall there. Actually, what he did, he was able to take it down, which is good. But the middle inhibitor falls for Legion, and now they're still just 2 inhibitors behind.
They at least got something done. The pressure will be a bit alleviated just because Superminions will now start spawning for them. But really, they're scared to team fight. They know that if they get into a big fight, they'll probably lose and the game will end. So right now, this is their last stand, their bastion. And if they cannot go ahead and make a good enough defense to actually defend, it will be over.
And a nice, no more Zyra ultimate. Legion is well aware of that. It is very flashy. How can you miss it? But can they still win without a Zyra ulti?
Who knows? Right now, St. Bridget's actually chasing down Demon Wolf. They're trying to bait out the root. Actually, the initiation has started. A lot of more. Gets a good CC. The ultimate comes up for Graves, doing a lot of damage. Will the F-Zero do enough? It's quite a bit. Idewish has fallen. Cruiser has popped his Guardian Angel. Westrite will kick down to Ignite. Curse is taking this fight. Cruiser goes down. Demon Wolf taking a lot of damage. Wild Turtle, the last survivor. Can he get away? Can he defend this? Does not look like it.
No, he is going to be the last. He's the sole survivor here. All lanes of Curse are pushing in their favor. Every single one of them. It can Wild Turtle defend this? No, he has 30 seconds before his nearest teammate is spawned. Oh, he almost got that. Tries the ultimate away. But no, the burst from Curse just a little bit too much. One Nexus turret goes down. Another Nexus turret goes down. The Nexus falls as well. We are going to be going to Game 3 of this Losers Bracket Finals. Wow. So, I mean, Curse showing they've got a lot of fight left in them. They are not